students, welcome back to the online classes. So in our earlier classes, so we have covered 3 chapters. So very first chapter we have seen about the nutrition. Okay, in this chapter we have studied that how the food is prepared by the plant and the food prepared by the plant, how it is consumed by us. We have studied in detail about the digestion process. Second chapter we have seen about respiration. Okay, so here we have seen that how the energy is produced in our body after taking the food. Okay, and we have studied in detail about the respiratory system, that is about the lungs. First chapter we have studied about the digestive system. Second chapter we have studied about the respiratory system, and the third chapter we have studied about the transportation. So here we have studied about how our heart is useful in pumping the blood, supplying the oxygenated blood, and carrying the gases, oxygen gas to the all the cells in our body and removing of carbon dioxide. So helps in the transportation. The blood is useful in the carrying the materials from one place to another place. In detail study about the heart, okay, internal structure, functioning, and all we have seen. So all these, so that is nutrition, respiration, transportation, and coming to fourth topic, excretion. So what are all these? Apart from this, we have got one more. In the next coming chapters, we will be studying about one chapter called as reproduction. So what are all these things? So these are nothing but we call them as life processes. All these are called as what? Life processes. So an organism cannot survive without these processes. So definitely an organism has to survive means these are the things which are to occur in the life of the organism compulsory. So whether it can be the microscopic organism like amoeba or any type of the multicellular organisms, highly developed organisms, take any animal kingdom, or it may be human beings, or even in the plants also it takes place. Such important life processes are to occur in the organisms. Okay. Now today let us study about in detail study about the one particular system which is useful to eliminate or remove the waste from our body, that is the about the kidneys, excretory system. Okay, so the process of removing the waste from our body is nothing but the excretion. So fourth unit we have got in our syllabus. So it is called as the waste disposing system. So every chapter we have seen one caption is given. So the caption given to this chapter is the waste disposing system. So what do you mean by disposing? Means throwing out. Whatever the waste are produced in our body are to be thrown out. Then who is responsible? Which system is responsible to throw all these things outside? So that is what we are going to study in detail in this particular chapter. Today is an introduction class. Okay, right. So definition for excretion. What is that we can give? The biological process involved in the separation and the removal of the waste are non-useful products. Okay, so separating the things from our body and removing of the waste. So where are the waste found in our body? Different functioning of the different biochemical reactions will take place. So the end product of the biochemical reactions is to be thrown out, which is harmful, toxic, dangerous to the body, that is to be thrown out. So that separation and removal of waste materials are non-useful products. What do you mean by non-useful products? Which are useful to the product are consumed by the body cells, but which are waste are to be thrown out. Not at all useful, non-useful products. So such a process of removing from our body, okay, is nothing but what we call it as excretion. Then which type of the waste products are produced in our body? So you can see here there are different type of the waste products. For example, like carbon dioxide. So during respiration, what we do is we take in oxygen and we release out carbon dioxide. So the gas is to be released out, which is coming out is considered to be as a waste one. So carbon dioxide. Then we have got water. We take large quantity of water in our day-to-day life. Okay. Now excess water which is there is to be removed out from our body. So the solid waste will have to have one medium, okay, to remove from our body. Water acts as a medium to remove the waste. So the excess water present in our body and the nitrogenous waste materials. What type of nitrogenous waste materials? So first type of the nitrogenous waste material is ammonia. NH3 means ammonia. Second type of waste material is urea, and third type of the waste material is uric acid. Then next coming to bile pigments. So what do you mean by bile pigments? In our earlier chapter we have seen in the digestion chapter, that is first chapter nutrition, we have seen that in the digestive system liver is one of the most important organ related to the digestive system, and this particular liver produces one juice, okay, which is called bile juice, which is called as the bile juice. And in this bile juice we have got two type of pigments are available. One is called as bilirubin, okay, bilirubin, and one is called as biliverdin. It is called as biliverdin. Okay. Now what are these two pigments? So these are produced by the breakup of or after the death of the red blood cells. The red blood cells are removed from our body by getting converted in the form of two pigments, yellow pigments, bilirubin and biliverdin. So that is the reason why our urine is yellow in color and why our fecal matter, okay, the waste, solid waste what we release outside, okay, that is yellow in color because of these pigments. So the bile pigments are also considered to be as waste substances. Apart from that, the excess salts. What do you mean by the excess salts? Generally, whenever we do any type of hard, strenuous work, okay, so then we get severe sweating. So what is that sweating? So if you happen to observe, the sweat is nothing but extra salt. So such a type of the extra salts whichever are present in our body are to be removed out time to time. Okay, then which system is involved? So our excretory system, our kidneys are involved in removing. So nitrogenous waste minerals like this different type of the substances, okay, along with carbon dioxide, water are removed. They are considered to be the waste products of different chemical reactions. Now coming to, so the living organisms require energy for survival. We know that one of the basic need of the living organism is taking the food. So what for we take the food? There are different reasons why we take the food. Okay, it's not just only for the energy production and it's also for body building. So we perform different type of the activities, physical, mental activities we perform. Okay, so for the survival of the organism and to perform activities by building up of body materials. Then how these things are made possible? So what type of materials are built up in our body? So for that we need to know two terms. One is called anabolism, the second one is called catabolism. So what do you mean by anabolism? Anabolism means nothing but constructive type of work, something creative type of work, okay, something building up, okay, right? For example, like if you just try to recall the equation, photosynthesis equation, okay, in photosynthesis we have studied that carbon dioxide and water react in the presence of sunlight and chloroplast to give rise to different type of products. So what is the main product we get? Glucose, okay, glucose C6H12O6 we get, then we get oxygen, then we get even water. So these are the products what we are getting. That means a new type of material is produced, okay, from different material, okay, making up of complex molecules are creating something new is called as what? Anabolism. Okay, building up of materials is called anabolism, destroying those materials is called catabolism. Quite opposite to it, destructive work is called catabolic process, constructive type of work is called anabolic process. Okay, destructive, what do you mean by destructive? For example, like in the respiration chapter we have seen one equation, whatever the food we are getting from the plant, whatever food we are consuming is broken up into different small molecules. Okay, so how it is possible? Okay, so in detail we have studied in the digestion how the breaking up of the molecules will take place, and finally in the respiration we have seen during the process of respiration in the presence of oxygen how the energy molecules are broken down, energy is produced and stored in the form of ATP in the mitochondria. Okay, like that. The end products what are we getting? Carbon dioxide, water and energy we are getting. So breaking up the complex molecules into simple substances is called what? Catabolism. Okay, catabolism. Destructive type of work or breaking type of work is called catabolism. Constructive type of work is called anabolism. One more example let me give for the anabolism. So the food materials what we eat, what we have told is there are three most major nutrients we consume in our day-to-day life. One is carbohydrates, proteins and fats. These are considered to be the macronutrients. Apart from them, we are also taking vitamins and minerals. These are taken in very little quantity. That is why we call them as micronutrients. And these macronutrients what we are taking, carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So if you concentrate on the proteins what we take, once we consume the proteins, okay, they are finally converted into simplest forms. They are known as amino acids. Proteins are converted into amino again new proteins, natural proteins are produced in our body. So that means producing of the new substance is what again an example for anabolism. So like this, the constructive type of work or making of large molecules from simple molecules is called anabolism. Breaking up the large molecules into simple molecules is called catabolism. Okay, so the result of anabolism and catabolism, whatever the products we are getting, okay, end products we call them as. So such a type of the substances which are waste are to be removed out from our body, and which process is involved in removing? So excretion. So which organs are involved in the removing? It is the kidneys which are responsible. Okay, right. Now moving to the next. So metabolic activities. So anabolism, catabolism together it is called as metabolism. Anabolism, catabolism together it is called as what? Metabolism. And several metabolic activities take place in our body, and the result of it or the end products of it may be nitrogenous base salts. It can be nitrogenous base, or it can be different type of the salts, or it can be excess water. All these are to be removed out from our body time to time. Okay, now moving to, we have got a table 1 in our textbook, you can see, okay, in the same page of the heading of this lesson. So table 1. So there are 3 different type of processes given. One is photosynthesis, one is respiration, and one is digestion. So what are the products on table blank is given. So here we need to see what are the products produced during photosynthesis, what are the products produced during respiration, what are the products produced during digestion. Okay, if you see the photosynthesis, already we have studied in the first chapter. End products we are getting 3 end products. The most important is C6H12O6. What do you mean by C6H12O6? Is nothing but the glucose. It is called as the glucose carbohydrate. Okay. Then next, apart from that, we are getting oxygen gas, then water also. Okay. So these are the end products in the chemical reaction called as the photosynthesis. Next, if you see the respiration. So what are the end products produced during respiration? Carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Okay. Right. Now moving to the last one, that is digestion. So in our digestion process, we have seen the carbohydrates are converted into simple sugars. Okay, proteins are converted into amino acids, and finally fats are converted into fatty acids and glycerol. All these 3 type of substances are all the simplest forms of the complex molecules. Carbohydrates resulting in simple sugars, proteins forming amino acids, fats forming fatty acids and glycerol.